What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Another week at Rugged Haven. I've got this beast behind me. It's time to do some work. Now that it's daylight, I've got a grading bucket right here. It's connected. I just disconnected the hose last night. And then right here, I got the huge digging bucket. So this thing's about to do some work. It is a Cat308. I want to say that it's a 10 ton. I have to look that up. It's a biggin', that's for sure. Not gonna lie, so this by far is the biggest machine I've been in, which is pretty cool. But I'm sure just with like any other machine that I get into, there's a little bit of a learning curve. So let me just show you. This thing is all teched out. I've got like buttons over here galore. I got the heat on. I gotta defrost this window, but I can also open this window up. It goes over my head, which if it doesn't defrost soon, I'll just suck it up and be cold for a little bit. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Thank you, Mr. Jordan and the Large Group Company for allowing me to use this machine for a couple days. I'm gonna get some work done. All right, let's figure out how to play with this thing. I thought I was going to get to work. I got out because I remembered I had to activate the thumb, which I still haven't done. More on that in a second. But when I got out to try to turn the knob to activate the thumb outside right here on the boom, I closed the door. I locked myself out. I turned off the machine because you're always supposed to turn off the machine when you get out of the cab. But I left the key in the ignition. So, man, I was so pissed. I probably killed 30 minutes. So I try to jimmy in without breaking anything. This is an expensive machine. I didn't want to damage anything. So I tried to break in. I was like rushing, wasn't thinking. So I got in the car and I drove to the actual company. Well, it's Saturday at that point, Saturday morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. No one's there. Luckily, it's like not even 10 miles down the road. So I drive back. Take a deep breath. I got my kit out. I have a door opening jimmy kit. I started playing with the different options. And finally, using one option, I came up with an idea doing that same thing, but with a different tool. And I was able to get it open without damaging. Right, that's the key. So I never got the thumb going because there's a knob, and I'll show you in a second. And so instead of wasting time going back home to get a little Gerber or something, some kind of little wrench, instead I just started picking out all these roots, all the trees. So mission accomplished. All on this side, everything here I've done, and then back to the range. Before I do that and get back there, I'm gonna clean this up. All these roots need to go somewhere. I don't know, I guess I'm gonna just put them in a pile right up on top of this hill. What a day. Oh, she's finishing up. All right, so here it is. Here's the little lever. I need a quarter turn right here, so I'm gonna get a little wrench because using my finger with the amount of space that I have here, not working. So turn that on the other side, turn that quarter turn, and I'll be able to use the thumb. Enough talking. Let's go home, get a wrench, and fuel up. Making progress, but not gonna lie, this place is a rutted war zone again. Just turning in the machine creates ruts, but that's right, well worth it. So here's part of the roundabout. There's the driveway. Once you come off the driveway, so here's the driveway we're on. It's gonna curve to the right. And it's gonna go right around out those two trees, this one and this one right here, right through there. As you can see, I've got big roots to pick up. Now, some of you guys are probably wondering, especially the pro excavator operators, you know, why aren't you just grabbing those roots and making a pile? It probably takes me 15 seconds to grab that little root. And when I do grab it, I'm grabbing a whole bucket full of dirt. So I'm doing with the excavator what I wanted to do. And, you know, just like always, I'll come back around, pick up all the loose stuff, pile it up, burn it, get old trusty, the tractor over there, Kubota the tractor, start cleaning up the ruts. But here's this whole left side. So if the house is gonna sit right here in this area, this is the whole left side. Again, a bunch of roots. You know, even though it didn't look like there were roots under the ground, just me scraping it created, you know, brought up a bunch of roots that I'm glad they need to come out. But goes all the way down that hill. This area right here would be almost like the backyard of the house. Got all this up here. So this would be the front right corner of the house if you were looking at it. I'm working on the range right now just because I have nothing but trees to pull out, and I'm only having the excavator for a couple days, so I need to get as many roots, tree roots out, and then loosen up the dirt, and then I can just go back by hand and pick up the loose roots and use the Kubota, the land plane. I came out here the other day in preparation of the excavator, and I made a bunch of piles from all the trees that I've been cutting over here for the range. Been dragging them over here to that burn pile. And I don't know if you saw it in the background, but that burn pile is huge. Here's the range. I've got these piles that I'm cleaning up now. And once I get these out of the way, I'll start with all these little trees that you see here. This area right here should be a lot easier only because the ground is almost like sand. Enough talking, I'm gonna get back to work. I just wanted to show you progress. I keep setting up the cameras in certain areas and then I end up forgetting about it. And when I get back to it, the battery's dead. So got my charger right here in my pocket. That beast right there has a phone charger. So I'm gonna take advantage of it. Right now it's like 60 something degrees. I'm sweating because I was out like throwing roots and picking up roots and stuff. And so I turned on the AC. Yeah, it's pretty nice. All right, guys, let's get back to work. I ran into a little snafu. You guys remember, if you've been following my channel last year, when I got the skid steer forestry mulcher, remember how the track came off and I had some trouble? Check it out. Track came off, and yeah, I'm going to attempt to fix it. I think this is going to be way easier than the skid steer, and we shall see though. It's been a couple hours. It's not working for me, guys, and here it is. I just went ahead and put the boom down. Everything's, closed up, locked up. Talked to Jordan. He said he was gonna get someone out here and pop it back on. It's just frustrating because he's confiding in me in this machine. This happens. Owning a company, he needs this machine to do work. Now someone has to come out here, which means they're not doing work, fix it, which means the machine is not out there doing work. It's just frustrating. If you look around, I did get a lot done. I have a bunch more stumps to get out, but it's okay. It was a blessing to have the machine. All right, well, I've got probably about another hour of daylight. I'm gonna get on the tractor, kind of level some stuff out, and I guess call it a day. It's been a good day. right, guys, well, I'm back and the excavator is gone. It actually left on Monday. It is now Thursday. I haven't been out since the excavator left because it rained the last couple of days. But I had it for, I would say a full day. I probably worked on it 2 hours the next day before the tracks came off. But I was able to get a lot done. Still not quite done, but I am close. So let me just show you what point I've gotten to. All right, so if we look down here, here's the gravel. Went this way, took all the trees. One thing that I have done is I took the land plane on the Kubota, just drove it around and kind of leveled everything out. Those big excavators create a lot of ruts, and I need to learn how to turn on it without damaging the ground as much by putting the boom down and turning. I did it a couple times. Greg, the one that ended up putting the tracks back on, he said that if you do it, it'll stop that from happening, from the tracks coming off, especially in the very soft soil. So lesson learned. I need to continue practicing that. All right, so here it is. The driveway is going to kind of curve and it's going to go, and you can actually see the tracks here of me driving it, and it's going to go between this tree and this tree right here. I've got a lot of dirt packed up here on the side. I just went through and collected a bunch of roots, which is all either right there and right over there in the middle of the driveway. But it's going to go around and it's going to connect back to the driveway. Scott, one of my subscribers, actually gave me a genius idea, and I will do it, Scott, once there's like 4 days straight of dry ground. But I'm going to spray paint the circle, spray paint everything, and then spray paint the layout of the house. Get the drone up so that you have a, oh, and I'm gonna do the shop, maybe the chicken coop. Yeah, I'll do everything of how I envision it. Spray painted, you'll see it from above, from the drone, and yeah, that way you kind of have an idea. I like that. Next, I need to go along this whole edge right here and pick up roots. Like I said, when I went through with the land plane, I was picking up roots, and what I was doing was I was coming through here, and you can see where the roots are kind of laying on the ground, and I would just dump, I would raise the land plane in this area and just dump everything here. That's why there's just clumps of dirt. And that way, once I get this bad boy started, I could just walk around closer and throw stuff into the fire. That's a lot of wood. And the only reason I threw those big logs in there and I'm not saving them is because I scraped them up badly with the excavator. That thing is a beast, and it's a brute. I'm not quite there as far as finessing. The ground did get scraped up quite a bit. I passed through it a couple times. I knew it was going to rain, so I was just trying to do a hurry up job before the rain came. Got the Kubota covered up. Here's an example of something I haven't done yet. The excavator got stuck down here on my range, and I'm gonna walk over there, but while I walk, I'm gonna tell you the story. I was at an appointment when Greg came to pick up the excavator, and I thought maybe he's gonna work on it here, down here on a slope like I was trying to do. No. And this is an example of an experienced operator, right? So he grabs the track, because the track completely came off. He grabs the track with the boom and kind of extends it and throws it out in front. Then he takes the boom and drags himself up. Grabs the tracks, throws it a little bit further, takes the boom, drags himself up, and he rinsed and repeated from down here in the middle of this slope all the way up to the flat ground where the Kubota is, where the driveway is. And what was funny is I kept getting alerts on my trail cameras, and sure enough, it was him passing that point of the trail camera as he was making his way up. I would think, considering the spacing of the trail cameras, when it caught him, it probably took him about 30 minutes to continue to throw the tracks, boom, drag, grab the tracks, throw it a little bit further, boom, drag. Very skilled. I did not think about that. Right now I'm down range of my range at the bottom. Right there, the yellow marks where the two meet, this one and this one meet, that's that left corner, and over here is the right corner. I need to clean all this up. I need to level it out, and I'll probably need to bring some fill dirt, but I'm gonna have to wait until once I level it out, the ground gets a little bit harder and compressed, because this is definitely soft. Now I can get some fill dirt dumped up there, and with a skid steer bring it down and dump it. More than likely that's what I'll have to do. I'll drive around with the Kubota and nice and slowly so I don't get stuck. Well, so that's where I've gotten, guys. It is a process. Tell me what you think, guys. If I'm missing something, if I'm not thinking about something, let me know. These next couple weeks we'll be burning these huge piles, cleaning up roots, using the land plane, leveling things out. It'll definitely be busy. Jordan, the owner of the company, did say he would let me use the excavator again. The machine is definitely welcome back. Do some finishing touches on it. All right, guys. Well, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know again if I'm missing something, if I'm not thinking about something. Put it in the comments. That way I can kind of fine tune and tweak as I move. God bless. Take care, and I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.